This afternoon, West Ham United have the opportunity to jump up to 6th in the Premier League table in our third consecutive London derby inside, 7 days. I hope you are well. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on this match build-up show. Team news is 14 minutes away, and I'm delighted to say Gary is joining me for this show. Gary, how are you?
I'm very well, Jake. Looking forward to another afternoon 3 points, hopefully.
Let's hope so. It's been an interesting week in the world of West Ham, that's for sure. Of course, a little bit of frustration, or quite a lot of frustration after the Crystal Palace game last weekend, and then the ecstasy of winning at Tottenham away. Of course, now we find ourselves remaining in London for another away game where, if we win, as I said, we're up to 6th, and it seems to be a bit of positivity around the place again, guy.
Absolutely, 6th would be tremendous. So we've got quite a good record at Fulham. We normally do quite well there, so hopefully we can get 3 points. And if you had said this time last week 7 points from 3 games, we'd have all taken that big time.
Yeah. So 100%. Let's have a look who is joining us in the chat. Michael says, team news should be interesting here. There is a virus in our camp. Afternoon all. Hope you are, Michael. He says, the Premier League roundup show will be good. I hope I don't miss it. Monday night, I believe. So that is tomorrow now, isn't it, crikey? Yeah. We will do the roundup show. And yeah, Sean won't be forgetting about the Spurs game, that's for sure. Squad rotation today. Yeah, could you see Moyes maybe making a couple of changes today just to sort of factor in the amount of games that we're playing?
He should do, but he won't. That's my prediction. I thought Lucas looked out on his feet at the end of 90 minutes. I thought he was dead. And the fact that that was only, 2.5 days ago, and full of an extra day on us, I think we should rotate. I'd like to see him bring in Fornals. Cornet, obviously, which he won't do. It'd be interesting to see what he does with the goalkeeper, whether he sticks with Fab or fixing Areola. And then also centre-backs, Zuma. Whether Zuma can stay fit for all these games, because he always looks like a tin man recently with his knees. So yeah, I would like to see some rotation. So it'll be very interesting to see what he does.
Yeah, Moyes sort of kept his cards quite close to his chest in the press conference, didn't sort of reveal whether Areola will be there or not. Of course, former Fulham man Alphonse Areola before we bought him a couple of years ago. Fabianski I didn't think was too bad on first. I know all things considered, hasn't played a Premier League game all season. I didn't think he was too bad. Maybe could have done. Maybe he was a bit slow getting to the goal, but it is what it is. And whoever's in goal, I'll be relatively happy, whichever one. And we've got to a position now where we've got 2 very good keepers, so there's not a huge difference between the two. I think Areola is a better keeper, but they've both got their sort of pros and cons, I think. Lawrence, thanks for joining us. The American lot are here. Wally's here as well. Hope you are both well. Michael says Paqueta needs a break, so yes, hope so. Thursday is more important, of course. If we can not lose on Thursday, we're through top of the group, so that it's a big game, of course, looking ahead to Europe on Thursday. Everyone's saying hello to each other. Hope everybody is well. Mark, come on you irons, let's go 6th. Yeah, what an incentive today. Brilliant incentive. Robert, thanks for joining us as well. Sean will be ill on Monday. He'll be here. Don't worry about that. He'll be here. Hope Secret Hammers, Bowlesy and Ronnie join tomorrow night. I hope so too. It's going to be an interesting show, that is for sure. Fulham, Gary, a side where, not quite sure what they're going to do, how they're going to turn up. Last time out at home, they battered Nottingham Forest 5-0. They've got some very good players there, but they're a side that seem to be consistently inconsistent.
Yeah, as you say, Jake, 5-0 against Forest, they're going to be very, very confident and very up for it, so we need to keep them quiet early on. Even Jimenez has started to score now, so that's not looking promising. And the centre midfielder, what's he called? Paulino, is it? That's what we were interested in, wasn't it? Yeah. So, and he sits in front of the back four with Kearney. I think they have the old Man United guys behind Pereira, I think, behind Jimenez. But the one I'm worried about is Robinson down the left-hand side. He should be attacking Soufal, so that'd be interesting to see how Soufal deals with him, because he's a good defender, Soufal, but he hasn't got the pace sometimes to deal with his direct threat. So, let's see what happens down there. But yeah, they're going to be full of confidence. We keep them quiet and impose our own game on them, because we've got the highest English goal scorer in the Premier League. Let's not forget that.
Of course, and what a sort of trait to have that is. I think Curtis is joining us. Curtis, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Thanks. How's the sound now?
Yeah, fine. That's all good. All good. Curtis, how are you feeling about this one then?
I feel decent, man. After midweek performance, obviously the first half was shocking. I don't know what the game plan was there, just to let Tottenham play. You let a team like that can dominate possession and try and unlock defences and score goals that are playing really good football this year, barring the last few results for them, then you're going to find yourself in a sticky situation. But I think the second half, whatever Moyes told them, or whether it was the players geeing themselves up, was absolutely massive. Played a lot better football, a lot better counter-attacking football, kept the ball a lot better, created better chances, and we could have easily won that a little bit more. So after that performance, even though I'd say like the four performances before that, it was absolutely shocking, and that's why I was worried about the Spurs game. Now, having seen that, if they can bring that same energy and that same intensity, then I think this could be a really good game and a really good result for us.
Let's hope so. Let's hope so. I mean, Fulham, as we were just discussing there, Gary, are a side that have got some key players. I mean, just their goal scorers on Wednesday night. I mean, they've had the extra day's rest. I sound like Jurgen Klopp there, but they've had the extra day's rest, and they've got Raul Jimenez up front, former Wolves man, who always seemed to score against us for Wolves, and to be a replacement for Alexander Mitrovic, who seemed irreplaceable for a side like Fulham. Their goal scorer every single year would just score goals. They seem like they've picked up a pretty good gem there in Raul Jimenez. He had that big head injury that put him out for a season. They've got him for Wolves and he's scoring goals.
Yeah, honestly, Jay, I'm not a massive fan of Jimenez, to be honest. I think he'll do well to score double figures this season. I think Forest were pretty bad from all accounts on Wednesday night, and I think Jimenez scored 2. Fair play to the guy, he scored 2 in the Premier League game, but when I saw the goals, they weren't exactly rockets or anything. So I think we can defend well. We can keep it quiet. I thought we defended really well second half on Thursday night. I think really, I can't think of any chance. I listened to a few talk sport phonies on Friday with the Spurs fans moaning, but I just couldn't see them really scoring. I don't think Fabian's got a great save to make, really. I think McAllister's header, maybe he should have done better. Other than that, I thought we kept them really quiet. And if we defend like that today against Fulham, I think we'll be okay.
100%. Oh, press the button, that would help. Yeah, 100%. I think, Fulham are a side that can be dangerous, but then, I mean, they're a typical mid-table Premier League side now, Curtis. They've established themselves in their sort of position in the league, and they can turn up one week and be brilliant and be utterly crap the next week. It's just the way these teams sort of work, and they are unpredictable, and you just don't quite know what side are going to turn up.
No, I think that every single game about West Ham, we're so unpredictable, and you just never know what West Ham team is going to turn up. I don't think we should be underestimating Fulham. They are an established Premier League side now. I mean, they always have been to an extent. I know they used to be like a yo-yo team, up and down, but they have got money. They don't flaunt it though, and they've invested in it fairly decent. They've got some decent players in. However, I think on paper, at the very least, we have a much better squad, much better 11, and we should be dispatching them. Now, it's always hard going to Craven Cottage. They've got a good fan base and they make a lot of noise and whatever. It's an old style sort of ground where everything's all on top of you. A bit like Upton Park used to be. I'm nervous about it because we know what West Ham are like. But if we turn up, like I said earlier, and play our football, then I don't think we should have any problems. But they do have some good players, top quality players that can hurt us if they're on form. William is another one. He's hit and miss. You just never know when he's going to turn up. But if he can turn up, he could be frightening. And then I heard Gary say about Supal might have his work cut out as well. But he's impressed me this season, Supal. Especially defensively. Attackingly, I know he gets up and he gets beyond and he provides that extra overlapping run. But I think him and Kudus just need to establish themselves a decent partnership, a bit more on the same wavelength, because there's a few times where Kudus looks for him or he expects him to run beyond it and he doesn't. And then his final ball isn't quality enough.
And there's also been a couple of times I've noticed where Kudus just hasn't passed to Soufal. Soufal's been an option there, and Kudus has just went no thanks and just tried to go alone. And I think that was evident again where we sort of worked out what to do against Spurs on Thursday. Is that we need to get the ball to Bowen or Kudus and run. And a couple of times Kudus got the ball and he got his head down and he ran, he pushed up the pitch, but Bowen was in a really good position, through or whatever. And Kudus doesn't look up for the pass; he just wants to take it alone. So maybe that's something that he needs to work on. That's the only thing that annoyed me about his game on Thursday. Just a couple of times, if he just looked up, Bowen was in a really good position, and he just doesn't pass to Soufal. I mean, if Soufal's there, he just doesn't pass to him. So I'm not quite sure what wavelength they're on, but yeah, I've been impressed with Soufal this year because he's had his work out this season. He's had some real difficult opponents up against him. Doku did rip him a new one against Man City, but he'll rip most fullbacks a new one this year. There's no doubt about that one. He is relatively isolated down that side because of Kudus has been there, who doesn't like to track back as much. And then I think we've played quite narrow, so he's struggled to get out to players that are just going to hug the touchline, which is a concern. So I think he's dealt, all things considered, really well with what he's been put up against, but I think he could do and benefit with some extra support down that side, just some extra cover, maybe one of the midfield players to sit back in, especially today, if the likes of Robinson or Willian or whoever's going to cause him some more torment, then hopefully he can get some more help. I mean, the fullbacks have been interesting this year because I thought Emerson was excellent on Thursday night. I thought he was really, really good and has been all season. So at the moment, I think Emerson's been one of our best players, and again today, you'd expect him to start and just let him keep going. What have you made of Emerson this season, Gary?
Do you know what, Jake? It started in the cup final last season. I remember he got picked ahead of Cresswell, and I thought, what's Moyes doing? And he was absolutely superb in that game. And ever since then, he has put a foot wrong. I love the fact that when he drives at defences going forward, he's got no fear. He goes forward, and I think he's done really well. He picks up too many bookings. I think he's on 7 or 8 now already, unfortunately. That's what the one weak point of him. But I really like him going forward. I think he's a good fullback. I worry that he's exposed on the left-hand side because of Moyes' insistence on picking 4 central midfielders and shoving Paqueta on the left rather than having an actual winger. That concerns me because when I was at the London Stadium last weekend, you could see the hole where Paqueta was drifting as he would, and Emerson's completely exposed to the right-hand side. So, Fulham pick up on that. If he plays the same formation, then we're going to be in trouble. So he's got a lot to do, Emerson, but I like him. But I think going forward, I think it's probably the first time in a long time you say we've got 3 forwards, Paqueta, Kudus, and Bowen, who'd probably get in all the top 6 teams. So that shows what a threat we are going forward, and we should be positive going into these games.
Certainly. 100%, yeah. I think now Moyes experimented tonight with Bowen on the right and then Bowen up top, and then him and Kudus switched around. Now I prefer to see it when Kudus was on the right, and yes, both of their preferred positions are on the right, but I think the whole team benefited more with Kudus on the right because of how with his pace he is. Would you be expecting that to be the way Moyes works today, or Curtis Draken he might just fluctuate around again?
The thing with Moyes, you just never know, do you? I think, I echo what you say, mate. Kudus was a lot better performance than Kudus is. But then saying that, there was a game, I can't remember who was playing against now, a couple of weeks ago, where Bowen was up top and I think Kudus was out on the right, and nothing really happened. And then Bowen went back into his original position, and I think Kudus came more central, and he got more joy out of it. And I think that's why Moyes probably started Bowen out right, and then Kudus more as the centre man.
I'm just going to interrupt you, Curtis, because I've seen team news and my jaw just dropped to the floor. Are you ready?
Oh, here we go.
It is coming up onto the screen now. Fabianski in goal, Soufal, Zuma, Agerd, and Creswell. After we've just talked about how good Emerson is, Souček, Ward-Prowse, Paqueta, Kudus, Fornals, and Jared Bowen. So the players that are coming in are Creswell and Fornals.
So Emerson's out, and who else is out?
I don't know where Emerson is. Emerson is on the bench. Why is he? So he's rotated Emerson because he's on the bench.
What's happened with Alvarez?
Oh Christ! Flipping Alvarez in there, is he? Oh my God.
No, that's why Fornals is coming. And
That's
I
why
reckon
Fornals is
coming.
Ward-Prowse and Paqueta in the middle, and then Fornals out wide. Maybe Fornals maybe Paqueta is going to be the third central midfielder, and then Fornals out wide because he would give a bit more cover to Cresswell. That's a bizarre one as well. Whether Cresswell, whether Emerson's a bit fatigued or whatnot, I'm not too sure. Whether he's picked up a knock, not too sure. Not heard nothing. But it worked well with Paqueta out wide with Emerson because they've got a really good understanding and very good link-up play. So if Emerson isn't playing, then there's no point playing Paqueta out wide. So bringing him back in the middle would make sense. And then obviously, but Fornals, maybe it's because of his work rate, he'll get back. And that's why he's probably the best sort of option to help Cresswell out. If you have Cornet out there, he's not match fit, he's not up to speed, he probably doesn't get back as much as Fornals, same as Ben Rama. So I think I can see where Moyes is thinking with that, but I don't know how he's got to the conclusion of putting this.
Can you show me the bench again, Jay? Please.
I can. On that bench is Anang, Mavropanos, Cornet, Ings, Ogbonna, Benrahma, Kera, Emerson, and Divine. Mubama make up the bench. So Alvarez isn't in the squad. Emerson is in the squad, which would suggest that there is just a resting going on there, and Emerson's been rested ahead of Thursday, I'd presume, because he's on the bench, so he must be fit enough to be there. Unless he's picked up a slight knock and he could be on the bench, I don't know. Alvarez is completely out of the squad. Michael's, implying maybe he's picked up that sickness bug that's been going around the camp in the last couple of weeks or so. Yeah, I don't know about that. The issue that I've got is what I do with that now that's been given to me. I mean, I know both Fornals and Paqueta would prefer to be in the middle, Gary, but I think he should put Paqueta in the middle because I think Paqueta can be more effective, and I don't think I can handle watching Paqueta out on the left anymore.
No, I mean, we miss Alvarez. I mean, Rice was always there, and Alvarez was a very good replacement because of the physical presence. And Thomas, for a big lad, is not very physical, I don't think. He's invisible a lot of the time. And Ward-Prowse, bless him, is not also a defensive midfielder. So I think we've got a real formation problem. It'd be very interested to see what he does, actually. Who's going to sit in front of the back four? You would think it'd be Souček, I would guess, looking at that lineup. But I'm not, blimey. Yeah, with
the direct issues of Alvarez not being there, I was just thinking that whilst you were sort of talking, it's going to have to be Souček who's going to sit in front of that back four, which not only doesn't help the back four, if we're being brutally honest, it doesn't help Souček either because he wants to be further up that pitch. There's no doubt about that, and we are going to suffer. That midfield is going to suffer today. Paqueta will hopefully play a little bit further up, and then Ward-Prowse somewhere in the middle. And I'd expect
very
to
interesting
be
how that's it. I personally, if Alvarez is unfit, I probably would want Kera in as an extra defender. Really play three centre backs or Mavropanos. Personally, I would rather done that than stick the same formation because Alvarez is such a big key part as Rice was. You take these guys out, it's a big hole to fill. We just haven't got anyone in who's got that presence because he's a big lad, Alvarez, and he's very physical and he gets around and he fills holes. And I'm not sure we've got that there, so I would go for formation change, but which he hasn't done. So I'd go 5-3-2, but we haven't got. He's not going to go. Yeah, it's definitely a 4-4-2, isn't it? 4-5-1. Sorry.
Now you've seen that. Go on, Curtis. Go on.
Maybe sticking two in front of that back four, and it's going to be Souček and
Ward-Prowse,
I suppose, and then making it a triangle midfield with the Paqueta and then three across the back, across the top with Bowen or Kudus up top.
Curtis, you remember the old visit that Serbian team where we played Souček and Ward-Prowse in the middle? They were terrible together. It was an awful game. So I don't know. I hope they're not.
Push comes to shove. I think that's what's going to happen. To be honest with you, now I've seen that. Curtis, would you take the point?
I think we should be, even with that squad, I think we should be aiming for all three. But you know what Moyes is going to say? Just don't lose.
I think yeah, it's a bit flat, that lineup. I mean, we will hear from Moyes about the Alvarez issue and why he hasn't started Emerson. I think it's a bit strange. If he was going to make rotation changes, I thought he'd make more than one. To be honest with you, maybe I don't know. It just seems a bit peculiar, Gary.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said many times, I'd have Cornet in the team to stretch it out, and I'd bring Kerr in for this game. If Alvarez is not there, I'd go for 5-3-2 or 5-4-1 or something, just to shore us up, because we're going to miss. I really hope I'm wrong. I'd love you two to come back and say you're an idiot after the game, but I just think we have a big hole in the middle today. It's going to be very difficult to cover, because their lad on their side, Paulino, who's a good footballer, so I think he's going to be running the game today, unfortunately. Let's hope I'm wrong.
The midfield battle is going to be interesting. Let's have a look at the home side's lineup for today's game. It's Bernd Leno, former Arsenal man, in goal. Castagna, former Leicester man, I think that. And Tosin, Bassi, and Robinson, Palhinha, Captain Kearney, and Andres Pereira. And a front three of Iwobi on one side, Willian on the other, and Raul Jimenez leading the line. That midfield battle is going to be an interesting one today. Palhinha, Kearney, and Andreas Pereira. I just hope those boys have got enough there. But from what we've seen with that sort of Souček and Ward-Prowse combination together without Alvarez, sort of filling me with a bundle of confidence, to be honest. And I think that's a pretty solid and decent team, Curtis.
It is. Like I said, you can't underestimate Fulham, because they have got a good side. And another one there I forgot they even had is Iwobi. And they've got direct and I mean, they've lost a bit of pace over the years, but Iwobi and Willian have still got enough pace to cause us damage. I think we've got to be wary of that. And I think our wide men have got to track back a little bit more and think more defensively when those players are in possession of the ball, or even when Fulham get into our half, because they are players that can do something. I mean, if they get the ball in that box, we all know what Raul Jimenez is like. Even though he's not the same player as he once was a few years ago, he can still be dangerous. But like you said, the midfield worries me a bit. Palhinha and Carey, good forward players, and just Pereira as well. Forward thinking like players can unlock with a single pass.
I think Iwobi is the Mikel Antonio of Fulham, though, isn't he? He's either brilliant or he's utterly terrible. So let's hope he's utterly terrible. I've seen him in Welby. He's just awful. So let's hope he's awful today. Willian, I forgot they had Willian.
So did I. Well, my next point was going to be about Iwobi, about could he hurt us today? And I think he could if he's if he's on form, then especially whether he'll be down. I don't know whether he'll be down Creswell's side. God forbid that happens, or he'll be down Suffel's side. Yeah, that's it.
Suffel's side, and I think Iwobi will be on the right. So that's what Willian normally plays on the left if he plays Fulham.
God forbid. Honestly, Creswell, pull out a blinder, please, mate.
Have you got their bench, Jake? Is the legend Issa on their bench? Is Issa on their
not.
bench?
No, he's not. Rodak, Tete, Ballatore, Reed, Lukic, Wilson, Decordova, Reed, Vinicius, and Muniz. So I've got no idea about any of them, so we won't talk about that too much.
Just quickly, Jake, sorry about that. Decordova, Reed, I'm happy he's on the bench because he's a good little player and he's always fast. He always causes us problems. He's quick, direct, nimble, good feet, and he sometimes, most of the time when we play Fulham and he's playing, he does cause us a bit of problem.
One to look out for on the bench, right? Well, my confidence is slowly diminishing the more we talk about this, so we won't go on for too much longer. But let's move on to a prediction now. I think it's key to do predictions after we get the lineup today more than ever because of the changes that have been made. Gary, to you first, a prediction.
I'll take a same as Thursday, a scrappy 2-1 win.
Yeah, there's not going to be too much in this. Curtis, over to you.
I was thinking exactly the same, 2-1, but as Gary's gone for it, I'm going to go for, providing we're on point, 2-0.
I like the confidence. I like the confidence. And nobody's nicked my prediction. See, Gary, Mike didn't nick my prediction last night. Nigel didn't nick my prediction last night. And you two haven't nicked it either. So you're all in the good books this week. 1-0 to West Ham. A similar outcome to last time.
Jake, do you really think we're going to keep a clean sheet?
I do. Creswell, I've got full confidence.
The last time we kept a clean sheet, you were in nappies.
Don't talk rubbish. But hang on, no, I'm gonna find out the last time we kept the clean sheet because it wasn't that long ago. I'm going to scroll back a bit now. Last time we kept the clean sheet was against the mighty Bacca Topola just 2 weeks ago.
No, in the Premier League. In the Premier
League. Christ, I have to keep going there. Oh God, I got to keep going. Yeah, Gary, you are right, mate. Last time we kept the clean sheet in the Premier League against mighty Sheffield United at the end of September.
There you go. See, that's a long time again. I hope I'm wrong again.
Well, let's see. Let's take some of your final comments and predictions. Emerson to come on in the second half. Well, I think he might have to be honest with you, because Creswell is going to get roasted. But we're not going to concede. Dodgy, scrappy, somehow 1-0 win. 2-2 Desmond says 1-0 James Ward-Prowse free kick. Bosh, love it, absolutely love it. 2-1 Fulham. Wally, mate, what are you doing? No Haaland today. Brilliant. That's my fantasy team effed. Well and truly, that's good. What's the combined age of the back four? Don't do this to me. Honestly, do not do this to me. Creswell's in his 30s. Zuma's, how old's Zuma?
About 30.
About 30. We'll just call that 60 then. Who else is split? Agerd? Agerd's only 25, Agerd?
He's 27. Agerd's 27.
He's 27. So we'll call that 87. Sufal's 31, isn't he? So, yeah, about 110. Anyway, swiftly moving on. Prefer Cornet over Fornals, but let's see. I agree. Yeah, I agree. 4-1 to the Hammers, says Daniel. Well, I'm loving the confidence. Depending on the halftime score, it needs to change at halftime. Yeah, I'm just hoping we can get through until Moyes makes the changes unscathed, because then we might just pick something out of the game. But yeah, I'm just concerned about that Creswell element and no Alvarez in there. So the midfield and the defence, I'm concerned, is where I'm pretty much getting at here. But some final thoughts. Of course, yeah, Fabianski's 48 in that back line as well, isn't he? So add another 50 to that. Right, final thoughts, Gary?
Well, we should be buoyed by our result Thursday. I'd like to see us attack them from the start, because if we sit back, we're going to get roasted. So let's go attack them from the start and get a goal. Try to temper the crowd, who will be very confident after their win over Forest. So it's in our hands. As Curtis said quite rightly early, on paper, we are a far better team. We just need to show it on the pitch.
Exactly. And Curtis, finish things off.
Yeah, I mean, I did say earlier about on paper, but football's not played on paper. So, and we know what West Ham are like. But yeah, I echo what Gary said there from Thursday night. It's give us a boost. It should give the players a boost. Go out from the start and just attack. Don't let them come on to us, because that's where we end up falling like 1-2-0 behind, and then we're chasing the game, and it's a big mountain climb. And it takes a lot out of the players. So come out from the blocks, start playing the football, throw it up early, and get the attack going, and try and keep hold of the ball and make the right passes. It's going to be a tough game, but I think we might just edge it.
I hope so. I really do hope so. We will rejoin you back on the full-time whistle, where, to be honest, if I'm smiling, I will be amazed. But we'll see. We'll see. Who's ready to watch Creswell at left back? Jesus Christ on a bike. Thank you very much indeed, everybody, for watching. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to West Ham Official if you're new. As I said, full-time whistle will be here. I hope you can join us too, Gary and Curtis. Thank you very much indeed for joining me today.
Cheers.
From us. Come on, you Irons.
Go on, you Irons.
See you soon right here on West Ham Official. Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.